Hey guys, so first off, I'm obviously sick, so my voice is going to sound like this throughout the entire video, so just bear with me here. And if you can't tell by the title, I saw the band 21 Pilots in concert for the first time ever last week and had the opportunity to meet them as well. And this is the story. I had tickets to see them for their second night in DC at the Echo Stage. I got to the venue at about 8:30 in the morning, and there were already about 20 or so people in line ahead of me already. And some people had been waiting there since 6 a.m., some since 4 a.m., some had camped out since the night before. I spent about 10 hours or so waiting in line since they let us in at about 6:30, so throughout that entire day I'm trying to find things to entertain myself with. Also, Echo Stage's crew was extremely nice and helpful. They were constantly passing out cold water bottles to everyone, and they even sectioned us off so the people that got there early could get into the venue first. And so once we were let in, I managed to get second row barricade right in front of Josh's drum kit, so I was happy. I really enjoyed both of the opening acts' performances. Finish Ticket and Echosmith are both really great bands, and I highly recommend that you check them out if you haven't yet. After Echosmith went off stage though, that's when things got really intense in the crowd. The crowd just surged forward all at once, and everyone's trying to get right up to the barricade, and I'm just trying to keep my spot at second row, and it was so hard when I felt like 7 bodies around me at once. And it got bad enough that people had passed out and had to be dragged over the barricade. And I knew what to expect, but I did not imagine that it would be that bad. But all that aside, 21 Pilots' performance was amazing, and I definitely can't wait to see them again. And it was so cool that every single person in that room knew every single lyric to every single one of their songs, and with everyone singing along at once, it was just so amazing to be a part of that. They had performed all my favorite songs, and it was amazing to finally get to hear them all live. And they had done this old song mashup that had the Pantaloon, Attic with the Pen, Screen, and the Forest in it, and it was just so amazing, and I loved that so much. I had the perfect spot in the crowd because each time Tyler or Josh went out onto the crowd, they were just right next to me. And when Josh did his backflip off the piano, he almost didn't make it, and I have the perfect angle in my video of it. And Lane Boy was probably one of my favorite songs to watch them perform live. Before they'd even started performing the song, they had this audio clip play with the lines from the music video, the "Why do I kneel to these concepts, tempted by control, controlled by temptation," in the Blurryface voice, which I thought that was extremely cool and creative, and I loved that part to death. And of course, right before the beat dropped, the Fame and Success hazmat suit guys had come out on stage, and I don't know why, but I just thought it was extremely awesome. Like, the Fame guy was right in front of me, just looking out at the crowd, and when the beat dropped, the crowd went insane. When they had performed Car Radio, I got so emotional because that's my favorite song of theirs. Call me a fake fan if you want, but I love that song to death. When Tyler had gone out in the crowd on that ladder, the crowd just went nuts. All in all, their performance was incredible. I loved everything about it. I loved all the videos I got, and I would definitely brave out that crowd just to see them live again. Now, this is the part of the story where I talk about how I got to meet them, which I honestly still can't believe that actually happened. If you aren't aware of how they're doing meet and greet, they have a stack of 52 playing cards that they give to the staff members or security members to give to the fans for whatever reason. And I got my card when I went over to the merch table to get the tour shirt, and the merch guy had come back with my size in the shirt, the receipt, and this 4 of Clubs playing card. He handed me the card and he said, "Take this card and go outside and to the right. You're meeting the band because I like your hair." And I had to ask the merch guy where to go again because my mind just went completely blank at that moment. And everyone around me is like, "Oh my god, she's meeting them, congrats." And I'm like, "Thank you," because I'm a complete mess at that moment. So I went outside where the merch guy told me to go, and there were only like 4 people out there. And after a few minutes, they let us back inside and down this hallway where there were around 20 or 30 people already there. By that time, I had calmed myself down a little bit, but I was still shaking slightly, and I couldn't believe it was actually happening. And it took them around an hour or so to come out, and in that time, I got to talk to a lot of other people in line, and everyone got their card in their own unique way. Some people had gotten theirs because they were nice to a staff member. These 2 girls had gotten theirs because they went all out and painted their faces to look like skeletons, which was pretty amazing, by the way. And then other people had gotten theirs because they had cool hair. And when they had finally come out and it was my turn to go up to them, I had no idea what I was going to say. So I went up to Josh first and I asked if I could get a hug, and he's like, "Of course." So we hugged and it was amazing. And then I turned around to Tyler and I asked if I could get a hug from him too, and he's like, "Sure." And so we hugged and it was amazing, and then it was time for us to pose for the picture. I had handed my phone and my Polaroid camera to the guys that were taking the pictures, and they took the pictures at the same time, and I had no idea which one to look at, so I was really confused for a few seconds there. After the pictures were taken and I was about to walk away, I turned around and said to them that I was going to see them the next day at the signing in Baltimore, and Tyler had said, "Cool, see you then." And once I got my stuff back, I wanted to see how the picture that they took on my phone turned out, and of course, it's extremely adorable, which you can't really see it right now because of the lights, but trust me, it's the cutest thing ever. And I was looking through my pictures and I noticed that whoever had taken the pictures took a couple pictures of me hugging them, which is my absolute favorite thing in the world. And let me just say, shout out to whoever took those pictures because I adore them. And yeah, the meet and greet was pretty rushed, but it was midnight and everyone was extremely exhausted, and not even to mention how tired Tyler and Josh must have been, so I understand. So fast forward to the next day, I'm going to the signing in Baltimore at the Soundgarden, which I love the Soundgarden. I had seen All Time Low back in April there, and I got to meet Ryan as well, so that place just holds so many great memories for me. I had gotten to the record shop at around 3 p.m. and there were already about 40 or 50 people when I got there, but luckily I had a friend who got there at around 11 a.m. and she saved me a spot, and she was like 10th in line or so. So just a big shout out to Mikayla. She is an amazing person, and I'm gonna link her YouTube channel down in the description below, and you should definitely check her videos out because she's amazing. Signing had started at 5, so in between then I talked to a few other people in line around me while we waited, and everyone was just extremely nice and so excited to see 21 Pilots. And at around 4 o'clock or so was when the Soundgarden started to blast Blurryface and Vessel through their speakers, so everyone in line started to sing and dance along. And it was really fun when they played Lane Boy because me and a couple other people had gotten everyone in the line to get low to the ground, and when the beat dropped, everyone just jumped up and started dancing. And when it was time for the signing to begin and when they let us into the record shop, everyone got extremely nervous and no one knew what to say. And when it was my turn, I walked up to the table, handed Josh my album for him to sign it, and while he's signing it, Tyler looked up at me, smiled with the force of 1,000 suns, and said, "Oh hey, nice to see you again." And I said, "Oh my god, you actually remembered me." And Tyler's like, "Yeah, of course." And then Josh looked up and he's like, "Oh hey." And after they're done signing the album and I'm about to walk away, I turn around again and I say to Tyler, "It was so great to meet you again. Your performance last night was amazing and I love your music so much." And he smiles with the force of 1,000 suns again and he says, "Thank you, it means so much to us." And this is the signed album. There's Josh's signature and Tyler's signature. And yeah, the signing was pretty rushed too, but that's understandable because there were hundreds of people out in that line, and that line wrapped around the building. So yeah, that's the story of how I saw 21 Pilots for the first time, met them, and how they remembered me. I could not stop smiling after everything had happened, and I really hope that I do get to meet them again in the future. Those were two of the best days of my life, and I had an amazing time at the concert and the signing, and I can't wait to see them again in the future. I'll leave a link to all my social medias down in the description below, and I highly recommend that you check out my Instagram if you want to see more pictures and videos from the concert because I posted a ton on there. Also, comment down below what your favorite 21 Pilots song is, or you know, you can just comment about how funny my voice sounds. Also, please leave a like and subscribe as well. I'd really appreciate it. That's all for this video. Hopefully in the next one my voice won't sound like this. Bye!